side of Minerva. This is Minerva, and we are proceeding towards the hydraulic pneumatic actuating systems. In the previous class, we had a discussion regarding the hydraulic actuators, and in the today's class, we'll be moving on to the pneumatic actuators and the working conditions related towards the pneumatic actuators. Initially, we know that the pneumatic here, the name itself specifies that the pressurized air is utilized for the movement of the cylinder and piston arrangements. Getting a great deal with respect to the generated hydraulic power will be having a speedy actuation movements in the case of the pneumatic actuators. Coming to n number of a variety of actuation mechanisms, cylinders, grippers, and motors. So here, the cylinders refers towards the sliding actions. Grippers, nothing but for the different angular applications, angular representations, and motors here specifies the clockwise or counterclockwise movements within the circuit system. These pneumatic systems makes the use of these actuators, which are very much similar in operation with respect to these hydraulic systems. And the major difference that we all have that in the case of hydraulic, we will be utilizing these fluids indeed to create the pressure within the fluids. We will be utilizing the motor as a prime mover and imparting the pressure on that particular oils. So the incorporation of utilization of these oils in itself acting as an its density or self weight, specific weight, and overall this equipment weight will tends to move towards the gravitational direction. As well as these pneumatic actuators are pretty much lighter in construction, less weight. Even these are an incompressed state of this gaseous medium will be tends to move towards the outside direction, is away from the gravitational forces. Hence, the system also in the operational process it leads to pretty much lighter statistics. For example, with the air cylinders, which makes an extensive use of this aluminum and the non-ferrous alloys, it itself reduces the weight and improve the heat transfer characteristics and minimizes the corrosion resistance. Therefore, we'll be having an rotary construction of this actuator at which the in pressure can be adjusted to provide the exact force for moving load to prevent the damage in the case of accidental obstructions. That is in the statistics. So yet the potential cases or at the preventive conditions when the high pressures of unbearable situations has been arrived, the sensor will be getting highlighted. And based upon the sensor, the high pressure gases medium will be entering into the earth zones. Simultaneously, we can have an example of this, like opening of these air bellows, air bags in our automobile systems. As this air and rack and gear drives transmits the straight line motion to the rotary motions, and this piston, which generates the pressure towards the downward direction, indicates the rotation of this gear to off of the rotation and two stroke, and to the first stroke will be retracted back, and the remaining 50 percentage, that is 180, 180, completely 360 degrees will be getting compressed. And these can be rotations can be accepted in caps with the fixed index ratio also. That is only 90 degrees of rotation, 60 degrees of rotation, 45, 30, and 50. So it is stepwise on rotations. Actually, the cylinder heads, as shown in the figure, the cylindrical heads at each and every point, which serves as a positive internal stops for enclosed floating pistons. Moreover, the linear motion of the piston is modified into the rotatory motion by the rack and pinion, which is made a hardened steel durability. Moving on to the rotatory air motors, it is utilized to provide a very much smooth source of power. These are not susceptible to overload damage and can be installed for long periods of time without any heat opposing problems. They can be started and stopped very much quickly with the pressure regulation, and metering of flow can provide infinitely variable at a high torque and a speed. The excellent constant speed characteristics has been obtained with respect to the pneumatic sector, but we are aware that the pneumatic power generates quick actions. These quick actions regulate the commencement of work in the form of the mechanical actions very much fast. Coming to the condition of this gear motors, they are generally very much compact, related towards the displacement and able to operate at a very much high speed. The contact ratio is very much familiar and when it has been compared with respect to the road drive and wheel drive systems or vane motors, etc. When compared to the other kind of motors, these gear motors are very much less inexpensive, and these are very much least offensive and creates less noise. These are having the bidirectional strategy, that is, in clockwise direction it can be rotating simultaneously, counterclockwise direction also it can rotate even. Coming to the characteristics of these vane motors, these are utilized at a high pressure containing of injections another point related towards this gear motors, which will direct the constant input by increasing the pressure at an varied level is at the desired limitations towards the outlet conditions. The pressurized air is injected to the multivane, which are upon the rotation extends and get the contractions depending upon the contouring motion or contouring diaphragm that is existing in the chamber, which is when compared to the two each and every sides of this compression chamber, it will receive proportional force to their respective surfaces that has been fixed over internally. We have the contact position and having the compressive structure when it has been obtained towards the down categorization and upon rotations will be increasing further. As per the volume of the chamber C1 will increase the air inside, it will release its pressure. Coming to the C2 chamber C1, C2. Coming to the C2 chamber, under the compression, the same process can be repeated and allows the constant rotation of the rotor. After the rotation, C1 will be exhaust its position by releasing the air towards the output. So hence this is something will be taking place by compression. The pressure will be getting increased to the desired concentrations of levels, and upon extinction, the random movement of the air particles will be very much more, which creates or imparts the pressure within the rotation and will be circulated or delivered at an outlet at a desired set of pressure. This is an example of this radial piston motor. Considering the input counter and towards this output dead center, and this is an outlet area which the air will be getting inserted within the into the input level, and will be meaning here we're considering in parts that there is an outlet area internal student towards the internal strategy, and this is the piston which will be getting compressed or actions towards the forward two stroke and two strokes. This is an internal area that is maintaining, and with a gap, the gap movement, and this is a narrow shaft which is having its activity towards the rotations, reversing from pressure to the section area. That is when there is an extended position which is the direction, and this is the vacuum space which is, will be having the air gap. Upon the movement of this piston, the compression ratio will be increased, and upon this orientation, hence the orientation gets created when this impeller 2 or counter 2 situation is having oriented with respect to the counter 1 position. Moving on to the piston air motors, which are used in many of the applications, creates high pressure and high torque, even having a accurate control of speed at low speeds. Having two to six variations of the cylinders which are arranged axially and radially within a counter housing output torque is developed by pressures acting on pistons that reciprocate within the cylinders. The power that is developed by a piston motor depends upon the input pressure, inlet pressure, and the number of pistons and the piston area, stroke, and speed. And the internal structural view of this axial piston motor is on stack within shaft range and fixing the frame inlet, which is having connected with respect to the main slug cage or studs, different studs, and vanes movements with respect to an fluid which is carried in the internal walls or internal bolts of this axial piston motor. That's going to have significant limitations when compared on both this radial and axial piston motors. These are internally lubricated, and hence oil or grease. These are verified in the maintenance periods. Coming to the radial piston motors, these are feature robust, oil lubricated construction, and these are well suited for the continuous operations. Moreover, these have the highest starting torque. Many of the motors are particularly uh, beneficial for applications which are involved in high starting loads. Having the dimensions of about ranging of 4500 RPM in the case of these radial piston motors. Going on to the axial piston motors, these are very much compact than the radial motors, which is having maximum relative size of 3 to 0.5 HP. These can tolerate with respect to high ambient temperatures, apart with the radial piston motors. Creates the maximum power at very much lower speeds, which are compared to the wave motors, it can generate a maximum power. And even coming to the point of construction, the criteria or manufacturing criteria is very much complex due to its design factors, and even it is very much cost in construction or in the economical range when compared to the vane motors. The basic principle of this pneumatic actuator and the different kinds of movements or rotary actions that are being existed in the case of power production, wind turbine, will be looking very much clearly. So basic principle in the case of this pneumatic actuator is nothing but utilization of this air supply. Indeed, to commence the rod-weight cylinder when the magnetic offenses are used, you need to have the linear motion. For single acting cylinder only, you will be having a two stroke, and with respect to the spring return constraints, you will be retracting back into its original position in the case of single acting cylinder. Coming to the point of this double acting cylinder, both the extension and the contraction will be characterized, but instead of uh, draining in the case of this hydraulic system, here there is many such parameter additional hose pipes that are necessary for draining the fluid into the reservoir, because it does not use any of the fluid in the case of this pneumatic system. So directly the forward stroke, the air at the port 2 will be released directly to the atmosphere. Simultaneously the inputs, the ports due to the directional change At port 2, the air will be getting entered, and next port 1, simultaneously, as in the case of this forward movement, will be retracting back or escapes towards the releases towards the atmosphere. Coming to the point of this rotary actuator, the pneumatic power supply has been supplied, will be having this rotary type, and best example is nothing but rotating of the motors just we have been discussed, and even the turbine for the power production, and at that particular time or at that particular constant area, the turbines motors are being rotated. And it will be discussed related to the movement of a single acting cylinder, double acting cylinder, and the directional control valves also. So what is meant by directional control valve? Here it specifies the directional control valve, and how this directional control valve will control the entire forward strokes and return strokes upon the specification of or the mode of operation related towards this DC. So here DC refers to directional control valves, and this is a symbolic representation of FRL unit. So here the filtration process is being taking place, here the regulation process is being taking place, and this is the lubrication process. So this FRL given almost we have been discussed. So here this is a symbolic representation of compressed air supply to the system. So here the system refers to movement of this cylinder to the forward stroke and towards the return stroke. And here we'll be discussing from the starting onwards. This is an origin point. Here clearly it specifies that the fluid, sorry, the air, compressed air from the compressor enters to the floor unit initially. And here we have represents for the filtration process. So here the filtration process in the sense the molecules which are containing the tiniest particles will be get filtered instead of entering from the hose pipes to the cylinder. And this regulator specifies that if further pressure need to be imparted or incrementing of pressure is required, the resistor or resistance will be providing the incremental in the strategy or decrease in the strategy. So here the lubrication refers to an addition of a small amount of tiny amount of this oil essences along with the pressurized air that is entering into the system, indeed to avoid the corrosion factor. And hence for corrosion resistance we will be tracing this lubrication. So this lubrication, and these are the DC positions. So how many ports are existing, how many positions are existing, and in what way the DCV is being operated, either in manual mode or else in hydraulic mode or pneumatic mode, and even electrical mode. This is solenoid containing of motion. We'll be having a detailed look at the DCV's topic. And nominally, this is called double actuator, 4 port 2 position, 4 ports 2 position DCV directional control. Simultaneously here also, and this is manually operated on the both the sets. And here it is push button type, and so on. So we will be pushing the spring will be getting contracted, and at that particular time, this first position will be getting highlighted. And later on, when you can release rates, the tension towards the spring will retract back to the original position, that is position 2 will be getting highlighted. At this position, this will be getting actuation will be getting deviated. That is forward and return strokes. Forward and return strokes. Hence, we'll be having a glance over this pneumatic circuit system here. On operating of this push button, thus the air passes through the valve, and there is nothing but filtration, regulation, and lubrication process has been already started. And the push button is switched on, I think what this position will be connecting into the circuits. So first and fourth position will be taking place, and hence the fluid, the compressed air will be entering into this particular direction, and here it is directly released towards the atmosphere, or else this will be coming contracted towards this, and here from this DCD, it will from the about 3 hours it will be directly releasing towards the atmosphere, and when it has been retracted back, the positions of operating is completely changed, and here the changing the parameters are taking place when the push button has been released, and the vice versa. The direction of this airflow is being changing. So cross alignment is being taken place. Initially, it is being entering here. So this position will be coming here, and this arrow mark will be getting set with respect to this hose pipe. And in such a condition, it is entering here and will be connected towards this particular second port. It is draining into the atmosphere. So when you have been released the pressure at this push button, it is being entering from this port to 1 to port to 2, and hence this backwards press is being taken place, and hence releasing towards the atmosphere at port 1. So this is the systemic or directional changes that are being taken place within the system changing the pneumatic criteria. Operational process of or operational commencement of actuations, different kinds of actuations towards the piston operation, either in forward stroke or in return stroke. So similarly with respect to the hydraulic circuit, but there is only the change that compressed air will be utilizing in the case of this pneumatic, and the pressurized fluid will be getting replaced in the case of this hydraulic systems. Definitely the directional control valves, what are the directional control valves, and how many ways or how many positions, how many ports will be exist, will be having a detailed look